get you wrong, I can't wear shorts and that.
There has never been a June day as hot as today.
This is very much out of the ordinary. This is exceptional heat.
Obviously, the big worry here is heat exhaustion, heat stroke, so we're looking out for people who might have symptoms relating to that.
Local authorities urging people to stay indoors.
Just thinking about these mainly, and because they've got their fur coats on.
London isn't just calling, it's cooking.
It's terrible. It's like hell.
Well, with record June temperatures in the UK and red heat alerts across Europe, over the next 10 minutes we'll answer some of your top questions on how to get through this heat wave. Starting with Matt Taylor from BBC Weather. And Matt, the top question is, when will this heat wave actually end?
I bet it is. Well, it all depends, of course, on exactly where you are. Certainly here in the UK, big changes later this week. Tomorrow, Scotland, Northern Ireland, actually going to see heat boost a little bit compared to what we've seen through today. But here and across northern and western areas of the UK, things will turn a little bit cooler as we go through Friday, and then much more as we go through into Saturday and the start of the weekend. Eastern parts of England and down into the northwest of Europe, though, the heat is still with you into the start of the weekend, with temperatures still above 30 degrees, still those exceptionally warm nights as well. But quite widely, we'll see temperatures drop through Sunday and into the start of next week. Feel a good deal more comfortable. Temperatures closer to average. But that heat wave, Matthew, is on the move. And next week, it's moving into Eastern Europe. So eastern parts of Germany, Poland could see temperatures get above 40 degrees as we head into Monday.
Yikes. Matt, stay with us. No surprise, many people are asking how to keep their homes cool. Here are some of the top tips.
Let in cool air and encourage airflow.
Hot air rises within houses, so if you have a loft vent or windows, you can open them to release some of the heat.
Open windows on opposite sides of the house to encourage airflow, releasing trapped warm air and allowing in cooler air.
Keep warmer air out during the day.
In the heat of the day, it is best to keep your windows shut and blinds or curtains closed, especially on the side of your home where the sun is shining.
Use a fan to enhance the breeze.
Putting the fan in front of an open window can encourage the fresh air from outside to be blown throughout the room, as long as it is cooler outside.
Placing ice cubes in front of the fan can cool the air being blown in your direction. You can use more than one fan to create a cross current.
But beware, experts say that using a fan when temperatures are above 35 degrees may make things worse,
as you are ultimately just directing hot air towards your body.
Now, have you had to work during this heat wave? A lot of people have been asking what temperature is too hot to actually work in. Well, our climate editor, Justin Rowlett, has been looking at the issue for us.
The Climate Change Committee says the UK should set maximum temperatures for workplaces. It says it is now vital to protect workers as heat waves intensify due to climate change. The committee also thinks air conditioning and other cooling technologies for hospitals and schools should be one of the government's highest priorities. So, how hot is too hot? Well, the committee hasn't suggested a maximum temperature, but in Spain you are required to stop working when the temperature reaches 27 degrees Celsius if you're not moving around very much, 25 degrees if you're doing light physical work. Last year was the hottest year on record here in the UK. The government says it will consider the committee's recommendations and says it is already acting to protect people and places from the impacts of climate change. So what do you reckon? Should you be entitled to stop working when it starts to get hot?
Well, not just the UK, with Europe in the middle of another heat wave. Many of the searchers have actually been asking if there will be more heat waves and how the temperatures have changed over the years. Well, Jonah Fisher, our environment correspondent, has more.
We've got to put this in the bigger context of what's happening to the climate, both here in the UK and also globally. Temperatures are rising here in the UK. 4 of the last 5 years here are in the top 5 hottest years since records began. That gives you a little bit of a sense. Temperatures have been rising since the 1980s, about a quarter of a degree Celsius every decade, so steadily getting warmer. What that means for hot weather, heat waves like we're experiencing at the moment, is that they will become more frequent. We'll see them more often. They will be longer when they come, and they will be more intense. What we're seeing today, well, that is exceptional, but the fact is the climate we're living in is changing, continues to change, and the likelihood is we're going to see lots more of hot periods like this in the years ahead.
Well, Matt Taylor from BBC Weather is still with us. Matt, a lot of questions are about how other countries like Australia cope with the heat, and is the heat in Europe actually different?
It's slightly different because of our proximity to the Atlantic Ocean, which is warmer than the seas around Australia. So we bring in more moisture. Humidity tends to be that little bit higher. But the big thing is we're not as used to hot weather as they are down there. So our infrastructure buildings aren't actually built towards it. But as you just heard from Jonah, with heat waves becoming more intense, more frequent, lasting longer, we are going to have to completely adapt our way of life, especially during the summer here.
Matt, thanks very much. Well, many of the questions have been health related, especially around heat stroke and heat exhaustion. Well, we asked Dr. Mohit Mandarita for some advice on what to actually look out for.
Things like feeling tired, feeling drowsy, having headaches, feeling sick, getting quite crampy, obviously feeling very hot and short of breath. If that occurs, we want people to take measures to keep themselves safe, so drinking plenty of fluids, being in a cool environment, stripping off, using ice packs on the neck, that kind of thing, and fanning and sponging. But yeah, that's the main thing, is we want people to look after themselves, to look out for the warning signs, because this is a red alert. The heat can be dangerous, both for vulnerable people, but for everybody as well.
Now, it's a lot easier for adults to know when to take a break in this hot weather than children. We've had a lot of questions about how to keep children safe as these temperatures rise. Here's our health correspondent, Catherine Burns.
Children and babies feel the heat more than adults and don't sweat as much, so can't cool down as quickly. Here are some tips to help. They need water, so make sure you give them lots to drink. Also try foods containing water. Juicy fruits, watermelon and orange, soups, salads. They'll probably want a few ice lollies thrown in, and who can blame them? Sunscreen. Use at least factor 30, half an hour before going out. And experts say not to rely on the once-a-day formulas, so keep reapplying it, especially after coming out of water. Don't forget things like their ears and the tops of their feet. And for babies under 6 months, keep them out of direct sunlight. Love the shade, especially in the hottest parts of the day. Don't be tempted to cover prams with a muslin or a cloth. That can trap heat inside. Clothes, keep them nice and loose and flowy. If they're out in water, try and use UV protective swimwear. The best bet for getting any sleep at night is to keep the room cool during the day. Close blinds and curtains. A fan can help move air around, but don't point it directly at your child's body. That can dehydrate them.
So that's the advice for keeping children cool in this heat. But we've seen a lot of adults searching for top tips to stay safe in the sun. Well, Elizabeth Rossini has more on that.
Make sure you put sunscreen on. We've all heard it. But is sunscreen enough? The short answer is no. UV radiation from the sun can still cause skin damage, and overheating is another health concern. As heat health alerts come into place, here are a few tips to stay safe. Cover up in lightweight clothing, including wide-rimmed hats. Stay in the shade when possible, especially during the hours between 11 a.m. and 3 p.m. The very young and the elderly should be especially careful. Don't be fooled by the cooling effect of water when you're swimming. You can still get burned. Stay hydrated. Water is your friend. Alcohol, not so much. And of course, never forget your sunscreen. The higher the SPF, the better. Make sure it's in date and that you reapply frequently.
Finally, they say the UK is a nation of animal lovers, and that's been shown by the sheer amount of questions about how to keep your pets cool in this heat. Well, Matt is back with some key things to actually remember.
The main thing is to keep them out of direct sunlight. A cool shaded area is ideal, or a well-ventilated area indoors. Keep them hydrated with fresh water. Add some ice cubes to their water bowl, or you can even make them some pet-friendly frozen treats. The hottest part of the day is usually between 11 and 3, so if you're taking your dog for a walk, make sure you do it in the early part of the day before it gets too hot, or again, late in the evening. And watch out for how hot the pavement gets. If it's too hot for your hand, then it's definitely too hot for their paws. Never leave your pets in the car in this heat, even for just a short time. And if you don't have pets, the garden wildlife need our help to stay cool too, so think about putting out some fresh, clean water for them.
Good advice, and that's all you need to know about surviving this heat wave.